Welcome everybody to Off the Clock, and I'm here in the studio with Dujane Bland of at Not Bland 21. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Had some technical difficulties getting this started, and also dealing with my car this afternoon. I don't know. Word of advice: stay away from expensive cars. They're not worth it.
Yeah, they don't make
They're
it
not
easy.
worth it. Nah.
They don't make it easy.
One headlight got to take a whole bumper off.
That's ridiculous.
Makes no sense.
Ridiculous.
So I haven't really been able to watch the draft because I was dealing with my little issues over here, but I know you have been. So what's been going on?
Well, they got some good picks, of course. Wimby went number one. I tweeted out
Are you
first
sure?
thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, man, wouldn't it be funny if they just went in a different direction totally?
That would have been
Everybody think,
hilarious.
even himself, the whole fans, everybody's wearing Wimby jerseys, and the next thing you know, they go in a different direction. But they did choose them. Uh, Brandon Miller went to the Hornets. You had Scoot Henderson to the Blazers. Amin Thompson to the Rockets. You had his brother Asar Thompson to the Pistons. I think they both benefited there. Anthony Black, who was really slated to go to the Wizards, went to the Orlando Magic. So he went, two picks ahead of them. They got the I can't pronounce this guy's name. Coles Bailey, the second Frenchie who was on the team with Wimby. He went to the Washington Wizards in a trade with the Indiana Pacers. The Washington Wizards chose Walker, and then they did this trade here. So I think it's Belial. He will be here in Washington as a forward. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. You got Hendricks with the Jazz, Wallace with the Mavericks, Jet Howard, Juwan Howard's son, to the Magic as well. You got a trade between Dallas and the Oklahoma City Thunder that sent Derek Lively II to Dallas. And I forget what was in the trade. They sent a player to them, and I think it was two players, but I think it'll be more clear once that trade is made official. Then you have Grady Dix to the Raptors. That suit he had on was like, it was loud. It was definitely hollering. So Jordan Hawkins to the Pelicans. You got Kobe Bifkin, which I thought would be a good pick for the Washington Wizards. And if not for the Wizards, then for my Lakers. They're at 15 for the Atlanta Hawks. You got the Utah Jazz choosing George. And then the Lakers here recently got Jalen Hood. So it's been good. I mean, like I said, man, these drafts are talented. It's just about what these guys are drafted in situations they're drafted into. And then it comes down to their growth and how much they're willing to work and how good the coaching staff is at developing this young talent.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I haven't passed the top five draft choices. I really haven't really been paying a lot of attention to the other prospects.
Right.
But Washington seems to know what they want. They want to go young. They want to build. They really want to build because they showing it. Like
Yeah.
they said, they want to build from the bottom, from the ground up, and they definitely are trying to grow from the ground up. Like Porzingis is gone. You
Yeah.
have Bill gone. Kuzma, he didn't sign his option.
Nope.
He wants 30 million. Washington's not giving that to him.
No.
So, you know, I mean, it's going to be an interesting season this year. The Lakers, who did you say they picked up?
Jalen Hood.
Okay.
Shafano.
Yeah.
Shafino.
So I haven't really seen him in action. Well, not really. I haven't seen him in action at all.
Right.
Lakers, that's my team. I you know, I don't know what direction they're going to go for this season. They still got, Austin Reeves, he still wants a big old boy contract.
Yeah.
Um, LeBron's already on a super contract. You got AD on a super contract. So there's going to be a lot of money over there. It's a lot of money floating around this league right now.
It really is. But the one thing about this league, there's a lot of young talent across the league on a lot of teams, and this league isn't really about building super teams anymore. It's about building up through the draft, through sometimes free agency, getting young players, developing that young talent, feeding it, allowing it to grow and flourish, and reap the benefits. Hopefully. Sacramento is a good team, to throw into that mix. And I think that's what the Wizards are looking at. They've tried all these different things. Washington has made the playoffs 4 out of the last 7 seasons. So they've tried every which way to try to get this thing going and going in a youthful direction and building from the ground up, starting anew. Isn't a bad idea, because at the end of the day, I think the playing field is a little bit different in this scale of an NBA. And, you're not going to lose too much by doing that. I think you lose a lot in this league, though, if you think you're going to win a championship by going out and getting 3 players, stars, to come in and play for you. I think that takes away from your bench. You're going to lose something. And the bench in this NBA is extremely important.
Yes, definitely. You got to have the bench. If you don't have a bench, good luck.
Yep.
It probably won't happen. We see what Phoenix is dealing with. They got three max contracts and no bench.
Nothing.
Literally no bench. Like it's
Absolutely.
not even. It's not like they have players there. They don't have players because they got rid of all of them. Now they got to go and hope that people want to come to their team for league minimum amounts of money.
Right, because honestly, the trade didn't make sense to me.
No.
With what they're working with there, you needed a point guard. Chris Paul is up in age. He's not going to give you a full season. And if you have to battle a little bit, he's going to be a little bit gassed. On top of that, you have to think about, okay, I also need to make sure that I have a bench that when I put them out there on the floor, and whatever combinations these things are, that we're not going to regress and possibly lose a lead, or watch a league completely disintegrate to the point where we're behind double digits. The Beal thing doesn't make sense because Beal is clearly a number 2 guy that really they don't need. He's not going to come off the bench. So what are you trying to do? You need a point guard. So now who's running the point? Are you still going to go out and get a point guard? If you do, again, where does Bradley Beal fit into all of this? Because again, he's not coming off the bench. Okay, this is a guy that thinks he's a number 1 and is clearly a number 2.
Right.
And he's a number, and with this team in Phoenix, he's really a number 3 because he ain't better than Book and he ain't better than KD. So, I think this gums up the works. Again, I'm not, it's the Suns, man. And this is the same team that fired the coach when he had no bench. So whose fault is that? Front office. So, stupid is as stupid does. And that trade, it's good for the Wizards. They got the offload, but that was stupid.
Yeah, I think the Wizards. I get the Wizards now. At first, I gave them like a C. I think I would have to give them an A on this trade because I think they did it right. They got Chris Paul, and I was like, well, that's not really a good move. And then they are like, "No, we got something else for that." And they send Chris Paul all the way across the country to uh uh what's their
Golden
name?
State.
Golden State, and Golden State send Jordan Poole, which I don't think anybody saw that coming. No
I
one.
didn't.
There's no way anybody saw that coming.
I
So,
didn't.
you know, hats off to the Wizards for that one. I mean, that was a nice move. You bring Jordan Poole in. He's still a young player. Even though he probably demands a lot of money, he's still a young player. He's pretty good. And he'll be able he can actually be a leader on this team with a bunch of young guys on there.
And he's a guy that isn't going to be, his feathers are not going to be ruffled if you choose to bring him off the bench.
Nah, he's already been punched before,
right.
So
yeah, he's not going to be upset about that, and that's what you need, because you don't want a player that has to dictate whether he's going to be on the floor full time or not. I think this is great for the Wizards. I thought the better trade partners were with the Knicks or Miami Heat. I thought that Beal would have probably fit in a little better over there. You look at the Heat with Jimmy Butler, clearly could use a solid number two. Bradley Beal's going to give you 20 points plus 25 points a game roughly. But the Knicks, they could have gotten some picks back that they've given the Knicks.
The Wizards you're talking about?
Yes. Yeah. And gotten those back would have been a nice pair there. But he goes to the Suns, and it's a head scratcher to me. It really is. It really is. And this guy doesn't stay on the floor regularly either. He's not on the floor consistently either. So it's a head scratcher. But yeah, good luck with that.
I was actually hoping that I'm not really a Wizards fan, but I was actually hoping that the Wizards would get in trades with Miami and bring over what's the guard's name? I can't remember his name right on top of my head. I'll think about it in a second.
You'll get it.
Yeah, so I was talking about him earlier, but I thought they would have had a good trade with that, but I think Washington was 2 steps ahead, with this trade.
Yeah.
I think they did what they needed to do. Of course, Bill, probably like you said, Bill would have been a better fit in Miami or even New York, like you said.
Right.
And I would have liked to see them trade with New York, bring in a player or two from there, and like you said, get a couple of them trades, get a couple of those picks back as well.
You talking about Kyle Lowry or Hero?
Hero, that's who I was talking about. Hero.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Hero come to DC.
Yeah, he's a baller, and
he is.
And a young player, only 3 years of experience. So yeah, that would fit right into what they like, what they would do. Really expand their offense too, because he's a solid 3-point shooter.
Right, exactly. I see. Okay, so Golden State on the 19th pick. Just picked a guard, Brandon. I can't see his last name.
Podziemski.
Yeah, it's a foreign last name.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's out of UCLA, so might be. I think that's their filler for getting rid of Jordan Poole.
Yeah. He's been pretty solid his college career. Averaged about 19.9 points per game there. Got rebounds, got steals. He's a versatile guy that's gonna really kind of smooth things out. He's definitely has a good stroke from behind the arc, and we know how much the Golden State Warriors like that compliment. So I think with his impressive shooting, he's able to also feed people the ball, and we know that how Golden State really works and plays better when they can pass the ball around and find the open shot. I think that's going to be a good addition for them. Like you said, it's a guy that can fill that little void there that they have getting rid of Jordan Poole.
And I think he's bigger than Jordan Poole, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's like 6'5", 204.
Yeah. they trying to get themselves a joker up on out there.
Man, all these players, all these guards are like 6'3", 6'5", 6'4". Like,
yeah,
these guys aren't small.
No. And we got, who's this? We have the Rockets getting ready to pick for their 20th pick in the first round. And we're going to see who they got. I don't know who they are scheduled to pick up. Let me see if I can find this one here.
Yeah, they got the Thompson brother, the two out of that duo in the fourth pick. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with the next one. They really do need some talent over there in Houston to kind of build on. That first pick was really nice, and especially if it pans out.
With Thompson?
Yes, we'll give them a nice elite shooter, can get his own shot. Just a good all around player. So it'll be nice. It'll be interesting to see where they go this next pick, but they definitely, to me, hit a good ball there by picking up Thompson.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at best available is Whitmore, a center, and then a power forward, Clowney from Alabama, and Whitmore is from Villanova. So, I mean, I didn't mean to say center. Whitmore is a small forward. He's 6'7". I can see them going to power forward, Clowney from Alabama. I think they need some size over in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, you can never go wrong with that. Being in that conference, want to have some inside presence. It usually doesn't work out too well where you don't have that physical presence in the inside, and you have to play small ball. Doesn't always work out very well, especially in the West.
Right, exactly. So, I guess we'll see who they pick up. Are you? Do you have it on your TV right now as well?
Oh yeah,
the draft.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got it on my TV, and I got the little draft board up here on my second screen. So, yes, sir.
Let me see something. Got it back out of here.
Washington trading Porzingis was also good. I thought it's a thing that benefits both parties. They're trying to unload the old baggage and start anew. And the Celtics kind of need a big man like that. He can play inside or out. I really do like his game on the inside. And I think that provides them a nice three-headed monster, even though I'm not 100% sold on, the Houdini disappearing act of Tatum. I call him Tatum Copperfield because at any minute he can pull a magic trick on you and like, look, I can disappear. Poof. And he disappears off into oblivion and no scoring. He's a liability out on the floor, and Brown is trying to pick up the slack. So that him staying is questionable for me because of his inconsistencies. Tatum. Yes, I really think that they can do better I think they would do better without him being in the equation. I just think he gums up the works because you just don't know when he's gonna disappear.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, all right. So they picked up Whitmore they picked up Whitmore, the forward from Villanova.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah,
solid pick.
He could probably play both positions. He's not really a small guy.
Nah, not at 6'5".
No.
He's got a little girth, 235, but you really don't have to worry about that in this league. They don't allow you to play real defense. They
Right.
you gotta be, you gotta give them space. There's no hand checking. They don't even want you breathing on them. So, you don't really need a lot of girth on the inside. That ball is over with.
Exactly. So we got Brooklyn on is it?
It's the Nets.
Yeah, Brooklyn is on the clock now. They got 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes left. They got a best available point guard, Smith Jr. from Arkansas, at 6'5". Good God, point guard
Insane.
at 6'5".
Insane.
And Rupert, shooting guard from France, which would be ESPN is saying it would be a best fit for them. The shooting guard Rupert from France, 6'7". Quick question: how do you feel about the Blazers pick, Scoot Henderson? How do you feel about Scoot Henderson?
That's a good matchup or match made with Lillard and Scoot. I think that really gives them a strong backcourt. Allows Dame to have a guy that can actually shoot and play defense. I think it's something that, I don't think you stop there. I think you do all you can to try to get more of those role player type guys that you can plug and play. They can get you points. They can get you rebounds. And if Scoot can live up to what he's shown us so far, it's going to be a good marriage for him. He's going to go. He's going to be able to play with one of the best players in this league. He should be able to be. He should be like a sponge and soaking up everything he can. I think Lillard's a good, will be a good tutor, a good mentor, and this could be a really good match. And hopefully, this makes Dame happy.
Yeah, because Scoot, he's obviously still a young player, but he played in the G League, so he has some experience of playing at a higher level. Not the NBA level, but he's playing against guys that are right at that doorstep, trying to get into the NBA.
Right.
But they're above college as well. So and Scoot he's a good player. He balls out. And obviously you have to in order to be the number 3 pick in the draft. And he was kind of bouncing between the number 2 and 3, and we all heard him say he definitely wanted to be the number 1 pick, but there was no way he was going to be the number 1 pick and not in this draft. Maybe last year's or next year's, but not this one. Why him getting picked? I think I might watch a couple of extra games of the Portland. I might have to watch a few extra games of that. See how he plays. It's going to. I think it's going to be. It's still going to be a tough. It's still going to be a tough outing for the Blazers because Dame, like you said, he wants some veterans. He wants some guys that have a lot of notches on their belt right now, and the issue is it's going to be hard to get those guys in there. He needs to be on the phone making some phone calls if he wants some guys to get in there. He can't rely on the team to get them there because it's just not going to happen. Nobody's trying to go to Portland. I'm sorry, Dane, but it's the truth.
It's unfortunate. I mean, and you look at this team; they've got a lot of youth on it. They have some rookie picks as well that from last year. But this is a young basketball team. I mean, Lillard is really the elder statesman along with Grant. Lillard 10 years, Grant 8 years. It's a young team, a very young team. So I get what he's trying to do, but at the end of the day, like I said earlier, this is a different type of league. And unfortunately, if you're going to get someone big, you're going to give up something. And usually what you end up giving up is a lot of key role players that come off your bench. They've spent time developing, and now you're going to give them to another team so they can benefit all the while you suffer because now you've opened up those holes, and now you don't have that well-rounded team to where you can, put out so many different combinations to keep things going. And I think that's the deal there.
Right. Exactly. I think he's going to have to go to another team if he really wants to try to compete for a real chip.
Yeah.
I think he had to get trade. I think he's going to have to ask for a trade to get out of there.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Portland's going to have to go the way of how Washington's doing right now. I mean, maybe give this year a chance, obviously, with Scoot Henderson there, and see how that duo works out. And if it works out good, and who knows, maybe those two playing really, really good, and another veteran sees like, you know what, if I was on that team, we're winning the chip.
Right.
And maybe that brings in somebody who's, like, you know what, I'll come there for a couple of years and then I'll retire, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I think those are his only two options.
Yeah, and see that even that option is even tough because now you gotta find a team that's got the draft capital to be able to trade for you, and it's still not hurt your chances at getting a championship. This isn't like the NFL, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do, and then you can say, okay, I can find some guys that are hungry that I might be able to find two guys to replace my one. In this case, when you lose players, those other players, or especially role players, are hard to find. So a guy like Dame is going to command some capital, and the team you go to, it really needs to be loaded from top to bottom. And I don't think there's any team out there that's completely loaded from top to bottom where they could have a starting 10 of players that no matter who I put out there, you can't stop it. This level of consistency is going to be high. That just doesn't exist. So he's kind of in a rock and a hard place, really. It's a tough decision to make.
Right, exactly. Looks like Brooklyn picked up Clowney from Alabama, the power forward. So I think that was a good pick for them. Brooklyn,
they're going back to back now.
Yeah, they're going back to back. And I think Brooklyn actually reset their clock as well when they got rid of everybody.
They needed to.
Yeah, they definitely needed to.
Again, I think they were on the tail end. That was the tail end of building super teams.
Yeah.
And by that, and when they did it, that really had passed. That whole phase had passed. And it just doesn't work anymore. That's not going to work. You got to build through the draft. You have to have solid, a good combination of free agency and draft. So, bringing in three guys like that with the amount of money that they cost, that doesn't leave too much for finding some decent role players that can come off the bench and keep going. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, this is good for them, though. This is good for them. They got to start somewhere. So,
I think bringing in a 6'10" power forward is a good start.
Oh yeah,
it's a really good start.
As a big boy.
Yeah, it is. And he's from Alabama, so Alabama had a really good team this year.
They did.
I picked them to win the championship. They let me down, of course. So my bracket was trash. I was hanging on. I think everybody's bracket was trash after like the
first day.
Round. Yeah,
the first day.
First round, they smoked everybody's brackets. The only people that still had a chance of that had a team that was going to make it to the championship.
Yeah.
And of course, I picked Alabama to win it all. And of course, by the time I was leading both of my leagues with my bracket. with Alabama, and then as soon as they lost, my point, oh my Lord, like I just dropped off. I dropped off like crazy. I tanked. I was out there looking like Dallas, tanking like crazy.
Yeah, big time.
So let's see. No, they haven't picked yet. They still got a little over a minute to go. And it looks like so their best ESPN is reporting their best fit is shooting guard Rupert from France. He's still on the board. And Smith Jr. from Arkansas, point guard, still on the board.
They could go either way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, definitely could go either way. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this season goes. There'll probably be a little bit more movement, over the off season, but there are a lot of teams that were, close. There are a lot of teams that play pretty good ball, especially in the East. That was my biggest thing in the Eastern Conference. When you look at the top 6, and then you look at the final 7, the top 4 or top 6 in the East really, there were only like 2 or 3 teams in the West that were better than the top, that would have, if they were in the East, would have even been in the top 6. So yes, it appears that like the East is weak, but there are a lot of teams that had more than 50 wins. I'm really interested to see how Atlanta, Miami, and the Knicks kind of do with this draft and some free agency. What will we see from them next year? And some of my honorable mentions, not sure if I can put the Wizards in here, but I really am interested to see what the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets also do in the East as well.
Yeah.
There was a solid draft pick in the first round by both of those teams. It'll be interesting to see how they can get back in this mix. Atlanta's is going to depend on who they offload, and if they are planning to offload more players. If so, they're kind of doing a soft restart. That may change some things. They were 500 this season, so it's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what those teams that have kind of made some moves here to kind of give themselves some better players on that starting lineup, how everything's going to pan out.
So, what are your thoughts on Trae Young? Do you think he's staying with Atlanta?
If they were smart, they'd keep him. If they were smart, they would keep him. To pair, you come in and you look. I think you look at who they drafted. I think they drafted a shooting guard, but that's a good pairing. He can facilitate. He can also score. When needed, he needs another body to help him, and that's going to be huge. Hawks picked who I wanted for the Wizards was Kobe Bifkin, the guard out of Michigan. 6'4", he's a tall kid, 187 pounds. His career stats, he was 50%, 52% from the field and 45% from 3-point line. The guy's a real well-rounded player. He's a defender. I really think his abilities, he could be the 6th man of the year. He really has that ability, and I think he has the possibility to be the 6th man of the year. So that's a good pairing with a guy like Trae Young, who can really draw the defense when he slashes in, drives into the lane with his quick first step. Then he can kick it out to whoever, and now he has Kobe to be able to go and throw that ball to. And I think that's going to be helpful for Kobe early, to get into a rhythm, get into a flow, and be able to have some success early in this league.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested in seeing. I actually like Trae Young. And like you said, they'll be smart to keep him over there. If they don't, I don't know where I would see him at. I kind of would like to see him in
The
LA.
Suns need a point guard.
They do.
The Suns need a point guard. Period.
But they can't afford them. They're not going to be able to afford them.
They cap lock, so because they went and got Beal. They about to their max. They about to overflow. Sadly, they can't do that. Maybe Schroeder's available or something.
I don't know if they can afford Schroeder unless he wants to go over there for the league minimum.
Yeah, I doubt he does that.
I mean, you have the Nuggets guard who just decided not to sign his option.
Stupid.
Yeah, he maybe he wants to go over there and go for the league minimum. I mean, he was only making $6 million. I mean, yes, what is it, like 6.7 million or something like that? The Nuggets, all they're allowed to do is give him a little over 7 million, I believe. So,
right.
He might go over to the Phoenix Suns and they might give him like 10 million or something. He's not a $15 million player by any means. By any means, he's not.
I mean, he's having 11 points. He's playing 28 minutes and averaging 11 points per game.
Yeah.
I mean, betting on yourself, what you did was turn down 6. Well, I think that that contract was probably going to be 6.8 or something like that, $6.8 million. Dude, you ain't getting much more than that.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of other players they can choose from besides you, and you only score 11.5 points a game. Like, that doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, he act like he's scoring 25, 30 points a game.
Right.
Look, nah, man. They laughed at you when you said that I'm going to bet on myself. They're like, all right, good luck with that.
Well, I guess he was mad from last summer, because nobody even looked his way. But it's a reason why no one looked your way.
Exactly.
Unfortunately. So, good luck to you. I hope you get through it. But it's going to be a tough one.
He'll be back. They're gonna be like, "Hey, we'll be right here when you're ready to come back."
Exactly. With that $1 million pay raise.
Exactly. Like, there's a ton of players that are out there, and you don't see teams moving on them. They're not moving on you. 28 28 minutes. You score 11 points.
Yeah. I think, what is it, like, he wasn't even hitting one. Was he even hitting 2 assists a game? I don't think so. It was something low. It was like 1.3, I think, or something like that.
Yep.
I didn't really bother looking at his stats too much. It wasn't a lot there.
I glanced a little bit and I'm like, this is a joke. Don't make a lot of sense there.
Let's see. All right, so Sacramento's on the clock. A little over 4 minutes to go. There's still a couple of players there available that are being skipped over. Rupert from France and Smith Jr. from Arkansas. I done said them like 4 times.
Yep. Very surprising. Man, Clowney is 6'10".
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with that?
I think he's like 6'10", like 235 or something like that?
210.
210? Goodness.
See, I worry about these big guys, though. He's just at the threshold You know what I mean? That's probably a sweet spot if you're that big, but that's my thing with Wemby. My man is 7'4".
Mm.
We all know 7-foot guys don't last very long in the league. Now he's got some girth. He's 237 pounds, but we all know these tall guys just don't last. Look at Yao Ming. They just don't, and at his position too. Like I know he's going to be center playing in in the paint. He can be a guy that can spread the floor and possibly has a good enough jump shot on the outside to make you respect the three if he decides to, if that's the type of offense you decide to run. But you really have to be careful with a lot of that because, again, longevity for a 7'4" guy, the odds aren't very good. So
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see. Pop is one of the best. Usually when they have a pick like this and they have an opportunity at a once in a lifetime type of guy, that transitions into championships for him.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what Pop does. And again, I guess if you're doing all the right things, nutritionally, taking care of your body during the season and off season, you reduce a lot of the risk there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. But yeah, there's always that risk factor when you're choosing a guy that's 7 foot tall.
Right. Exactly. Like you said, Pop. I think he knows he usually knows what he's doing with these guys. He has a good schedule of getting these guys some good rest and making sure they can make it through the season healthy. Unfortunately, people, there might be some people who may not be able to see Wembley play, because Pop's going to rest them, especially if they're making a strong push this season coming up.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. Hopefully, he doesn't sit in the really competitive games. Hopefully, when it comes to games when they're playing like Phoenix and LA and Golden State and Clippers and stuff like that,
right.
He plays. He'll probably sit against, smaller, teams that aren't having a good season, maybe like Utah or something like that. And then some East teams as well. I don't know. I don't know if they win a championship this year. I don't think they do. I think they might push to get to the playoffs. I think they get into the playoffs, but unless Pop has some guy, he has a pretty young team too. He doesn't have a lot of veterans on that team, I don't believe.
Well, they got a long way to go. Let's just put it that way. They got a long way to go.
Yeah.
They were 15th this year, 22-60. So they weren't nowhere near to sniff the playoffs at all. But again, like you said, there's a lot of youth on this team. I think as you look at it, you've got Dang is 9-year vet. And then you have McDermott, who is an 8-year vet. The rest of the guys are 5 and below in years. So, in addition to this team, could be interesting by adding him, Wemby as a center, who is very effective. Should be interesting to see how everything comes together and what Pop does to try to get more out of this team. But yeah, this team very young, and it kind of showed. It kind of showed a little bit because Yeah, they only won. They were right down there with the Houston Rockets. 22 wins, tied for 22 and 60. So, yeah, that's they got a long way to go to climb the ladder. But I believe in this league, you know, there's potential to turn things around. Because Portland was ahead at 13. Portland at 13, Utah at 12. Dallas Mavericks at 11. I don't see any great improvement there. We're not sure. The Pelicans are up and down. They were at 9th. You got the Thunder at 10. Timberwolves, how are they going to turn out? They're at 8. So it's going to be interesting. Like all you have to do is get the 10 right, and you get the play-in game. So we'll see. The probability is there that those guys in the play-in games. The Lakers had the highest record at 43 and 39. So everybody else was 42 wins and 40 wins. So if they can win, 20 more games, they can be in that, at least in the playoff game, to have an opportunity to get in the playoffs. So
right.
I think they have the probability to get in the playing game. You know what I mean? I think that's reasonable given them getting a star player to add. He's going to draw a lot of attention. As big as he is, he's going to draw a lot of attention down low. That should open up some things for their other players. And I expect Pop to coach up these guys, and they should be back in the conversation here coming into this season.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be a jam-packed Western Conference. It's going to be. I'm, like I said, I'm a big Lakers fan. I usually try to watch as many games as possible with the Lakers. It's kind of hard being on the East Coast watching Lakers games because,
dude, 10 o'clock, they were killing me, bro. Like, I can't do that. I got to be at work in the morning.
Right.
I'm an old man.
Halftime, I'm falling asleep. I watch the first
Exactly.
half. I fall asleep. I wake up the next morning and like, really, dude? Y'all lost? Y'all are up by 15. How'd y'all lose?
Jeez. The Lakers have some good pieces, man. Like, you got Scottie Pippen Jr. They have, Vanderbilt, who I like. I thought D'Angelo Russell, played decent when he was out there.
He got Shaquille Harrison in the playoffs.
He did. You got Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
And, their addition tonight, I really like what they have. They do have some pieces. I think there's some moves you can make. I think your bench has to get a little bit stronger. I want to see Rui Hachimura in the lineup, as a starter somewhere. I think he definitely can play. You can have him in the rotation to play an AD spot, and you also can have him in the rotation to play in the small forward area. So he's a heck of a player, and I just want some more consistency. I'm not sure if I'm sold on Schroeder as the point guard.
No.
I'm not sure if I'm sold on that.
I'd like to see him come off the bench. I mean, I don't really want him traded. I'd like to see him come off the bench. He's a good bench coming off the bench point guard.
But they've got some players, and a lot of people will talk about how old this team is. Your highest number of years is LeBron James at 19. Your next highest is Anthony Davis at 10. Tristan Thompson at 11, then Anthony Davis. Everybody else is 9 and below. Schroeder's at 9. Then you got D'Angelo Russell at 7, Beasley at 6. So, and then it's one person at 5. The rest are below that in rookies. So, this is not that old of a team.
No,
it's about getting the right bodies together, and then Ham doing a better job of rotations and understanding and making those adjustments a little bit quicker in game. Thought he was a little slow, especially in the Denver series, in making those adjustments. And the last thing is LeBron getting in the gym. And if you're going to shoot threes, then you need to be in the gym every day of the week, shooting threes and shooting in the gym because, otherwise you're a detriment to this team.
Right.
And also, when we saw this in the Denver series, it's very difficult to defend the outside when you have one guy that is a liability. And it's not just him. They have a couple guys on the team that just can't get out to the perimeter on that pick and roll if they get scrubbed off or get caught up in the fray. LeBron has never been that great of a defender, especially on the outside one-on-one. Like we talked about, he's a good transition defender, but never has really been a good half-court defender. And I think that was exposed in that Nuggets game as well. So they've got to find a happy medium. But I do believe that they have a pretty young, solid team that as they add pieces to it and refine it, I think they are at least a contender to make the playoffs and at least get to the second round easily. The rest of it is contingent on how well they can gel, how much is Anthony Davis going to play, and whether LeBron's going to take the ball to the basket like a big boy or thinks he's at the schoolyard doing heat checks, throwing up threes that he continues to miss.
Thank you. Oh, he's still a big boy. Get in the paint, take it to the paint,
exactly.
Dunk on somebody, lay up. I don't care. Pull up jumper, whatever. Take it to the basket.
And in this league, he's getting the call easily because they don't want you touching nobody. So, he's got all that girth. He's going to draw, and power. He's going to draw a foul. So, that's what I want to see out of this team. Everybody talking about him, possibly leaving or whatever. I think he's going to finish his career out. I don't think he lasts long enough to be even remotely have an opportunity to play with his son. But I don't think he goes anywhere. But definitely going to have to do better than what we saw from him in the playoffs this season.
The only way he's going to play with his son, really, to me, is if he goes to the team that picks him.
Yep.
Or against other, where other teams are just not going to pick him, which I doubt other teams are going to be like, no, we're not going to pick him because that's LeBron James' son. Nah, they're picking the best talent they can to help their team.
Yeah.
And then if he decides to try to go to the team that picked him, he has no choice but to go for the league minimum. But, I mean, obviously, LeBron doesn't need the money at this point. I mean, he's filthy rich. So
yeah. All this stuff off the court that he does. Yeah, he don't need.
He owns production companies. He owns production companies, all these commercials and advertisements and stuff. He makes way more money doing that than he does playing ball. So
yeah,
of course, the playing ball thing helps him make that money for those things. So they go hand in hand.
Indeed.
I'm let's see. The Pacers are on the clock. Goodness. Is Rupert and Smith Jr. still on?
Yeah, they're still on. Yeah, Portland chose Murray. Kings chose Prosper. And the Grizzlies chose the shooters chose Sasser.
Right.
To get the gets.
So we got 5 more picks, including the Pacers.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at Chris Paul being traded to Golden State. Early word on the street was he was going to be traded to the Clippers. But it was definitely clear, and I knew, a lot of Wizards fans were talking about Chris Paul, and I'm like, he's going to get rerouted. That's definitely the plan. There's no chance he stays. And it's nothing against the Wizards, but if that doesn't benefit the Wizards, and that doesn't benefit Chris Paul late in his career. So
no, that Chris Paul staying wouldn't have benefited anybody.
No,
it just would have been a horrible bad season for Chris Paul because they weren't really going to be trying to win games at this point this season.
Right.
They're
looking to build.
Yeah, they're looking to build. They're trying to see where their talent is. They're trying to see their lineups. They're trying to see what's their best fits. So Chris Paul in that, unless they were just trying to bring him in as a veteran presence to try to, help these guys grow, it wasn't in the cards for him to stay there.
Yeah, no chance. There's a trade. They're showing the trade for Kristaps Porzingis. The Grizzlies got Marcus Smart, and then the Wizards got Jones. Missed it, but it was a pretty good trade for all involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't think that was bad at all. That was a good trade for all involved. Just get a few players back, young players. So
then they get a pick as well somewhere for I think next year.
I believe they did get a pick.
And then who was that got Smart? Grizzlies. So yeah, that was that. I was kind of surprised that caught me off guard.
That did. I didn't see that coming.
No, didn't see it coming at all.
But they need him because Shoots is going to be out for 25 games.
And then your boy that's over there trying to pick fights with LeBron, he ain't there no more, so they need it.
Yeah.
They're like, we need somebody a little bit smarter than that. Like,
yeah, that was a big mistake. You don't poke the bear.
Yeah. I'm going to go out here and throw some rocks at the lion and hope that he doesn't bite me. Then he came out and smoked your butt.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look.
No.
That was about as bad as we want the ball and we're going to score. And you throw a pick. Nice job, Hasselbeck.
Right.
Nice job.
Like when he said that, I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, just wrote a death wish.
Right. And then I was like, yeah.
So
don't do that. Come on, man. Don't say that. Like, if you really trying to win, you don't say stuff like that. Like,
he just knew he was going to win, boy.
Yeah,
he was feeling himself in that moment.
Man, he was feeling himself for real. He was like, yeah, we got this. Man, LeBron, he can't shoot. He can't score on us. LeBron was like, let me go ahead and take my vitamins real quick. My one a days for men, and I'm gonna go out there and show you what it is.
Embarrassed him.
Dude had he rather take the fine for not going out there to talk to the media than the
yeah, because they were gonna clown him for sure. Boy,
first question coming out of somebody's mouth. So how do you really feel now about trying to dog LeBron? Uh-oh.
Yeah, not necessarily a good thing. But yeah, you there? Frozen.
Yeah. It did freeze up for a second.
Did some weird
was that
stuff.
On your end or mine?
It was on your end, I believe.
Huh. I don't know why. I'm hardwired in.
Me too. This computer stuff be weird.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at my screen and it's sitting here telling me my Wi-Fi connection is low. But I'm not connected to Wi-Fi at all. My phone is,
Electronics.
but nothing about this stream is connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, I mean, the Roadcaster is, but I mean that has nothing to do with anything. So
3 more picks. 3 more picks. There's one thing
Smith
about
Jr.
the NBA.
went to
Yeah,
Arkansas.
finally.
Yeah.
That's a good pick for them.
Yeah.
That really is a good pick for the Hornets. They got him and they picked up Brandon Miller.
That was a really good pick.
Yes. Two good picks for them.
Mm-hmm.
They need the complement, need all those complementary pieces on the floor. I believe Ball is out there.
Ball's not coming back, is he?
I hadn't heard anything that he wasn't.
Wasn't he injured? I thought he was injured. Or is that his brother?
Yeah. I believe that was his brother. LaMelo?
Yeah, it might have been his brother.
Yeah. Lonzo, I think, was hurt.
Okay.
LaMelo is the one.
Lonzo. Yeah.
Yeah. LaMelo's the one. Well, no. What was that? No, he fractured his ankle too. Yeah. LaMelo fractured his ankle. February 28th, and he was out for the season.
Yeah.
So if he can come back and can recover from that, come back and be in good shape, should be a good deal for them. You know what I mean? Because I think Ball has he's the better of the two, I believe. As far as ball handling skills, shooter, and then add those two pieces on their squad, that gives them a nice little rotation. Nice little rotation of people there. So I'm really interested to see how they come along. It's like they've had opportunities to look, you think you were going to see them and they would look really good, but just haven't broken through,
Right. You talking about Charlotte?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be an interesting season with them because, Jordan just, got rid of his majority share. You have a team that has who's part of that ownership now? Is it the rapper?
Yes.
What's that?
They have what is that? Mitch Kupchak is your executive. And,
J. Cole is part of
I think
ownership. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting duo or interesting dynamic, should I say? I don't know what J. Cole would bring to the ownership of that team. I don't know how much of the team he owns. He might just own like a very, very small percentage of it. Jordan, I think Jordan was probably losing the hair that he didn't have more with this team. And I think he was just ready to go. You saw last season, he was just like, come on, man. Like, we're better than this.
Yeah, they just haven't lived up to expectations. And it's not that they haven't had the talent out there on the floor. It just hasn't materialized. So we'll see. They had some, like I said, they made two good picks tonight. There'll be good complementary pieces to what they already have out there on the floor. It's just a matter of putting it all together. And this is a team that's super young too. Your oldest guy is Gordon Hayward at 12 years. Everybody else is 7 and below. So, and there's only 2 guys on that squad that have 7 years of experience. So, very young squad. And it's just a matter of being able to put it all together. And, if you can make a big jump, this is the conference that you can do it in the East.
Yeah, definitely. East is where you can probably get it at. Let's see who Looked like Utah picked up Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State, small forward.
They got him listed as guard on the draft prospects there.
Oh, do they?
But
I'm
I
looking
mean,
at
dude's like 6'6", so he could be a small forward. He's 6'6", 235, so I mean, he could be, that guy.
Ohio State didn't have a good season this year. I don't think, did they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, not too many people watching Ohio State basketball.
Nah, no.
So now we got down to the last two picks. We have Indiana Pacers and LA Clippers to round out the draft for the first round.
Yeah. He's going to be Sensabaugh is going to be good defensive. Good defensively. He's a guy that could start if necessary, but also could be a really good bench player. He can make plays, but he definitely, if he can play very good defense and continue to pick up and go in an upward trend on that, they have a good probability. He has a good probability of starting. But again, you can use a guy like that in your rotation and have him come off the bench as well. So, a good pickup for them.
Right, definitely. How much time is left for the Pacers? Oh, their pick is in. Let's see who they pick. Oh, they picked. Couldn't see. Just show it already.
They need to go ahead and make these changes on this daggone draft sheet. We already know that the Pacers pick got traded to Washington, so then put the pick that they got, the player they got in the trade in that area.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It is so awkward to see these guys go up. They get traded and they go up there wearing the opposing team, wearing the other team's hat that traded them. So why don't they give them, when there's a trade done, why don't they give them the hat of the team that they were traded to? It's just so awkward.
Yeah.
It's like I'm wearing the hat of a team I got traded from, and I'm gonna sit here with this hat on and talk about the team I got traded to.
Right. Because I guess technically you got drafted by one. I guess I don't know. I wouldn't.
It's like, I guess it's because you got, it's not official at that time. Well, I mean, they clearly made a trade. The commission knows about it. It was accepted. It's official.
Right.
That's like NFL. I'm making a trade, and you're going to tell me that I'm going to send this guy up here, and he's going to wear the opposing team's hat, but then I'm going to ask him questions about the team that he got traded to. It's awkward. It doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I mean? Just
maybe they ran out of hats. And he just needed a hat.
My God, just give the guy the hat. It's not a big deal. It won't hurt him.
So it looks like Indiana picked up Julian Strother out of Gonzaga, 6'7" out of Gonzaga, small forward.
You can't go wrong with anybody out of Gonzaga.
No, I was about to say this dude probably can light it up from three.
Yeah,
because he went to Gonzaga.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with anybody out of Gonzaga. They usually can ball.
Oh well, yeah, look at this. He He's 40.5% from three on more on 5 attempts per game, at least with 5 attempts per game last season. So this man's he's lighting it up.
Yeah, he gives you definitely extends, kind of spreads it out a little bit because you have to defend him out there.
You have no choice but to run out there on him.
And he, good thing about it is though, he's not a liability on defense. He can mix it up in there, and play, play true defense. He's not just a shooter. He's not going to be a liability on the other end. So it's going to be real cool and interesting to see how they, place him and use him, in the upcoming season.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I just wonder if the Pacers, they had 3 picks this first round.
Mm-hmm. They got another one in the second round.
They picked a lot of small forwards, though. Goodness.
Yeah.
They picked 3 small forwards on all 3 of their picks.
That's crazy. Yeah, they got 2 more picks
in the second round.
Mm-hmm. They picked 2 more times in the second round.
Shoot. Their second pick in the second round, and then what? 55th pick in the second round.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess doesn't look like the Lakers have any more picks.
Oh, no, one more at 47.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, one more at 47.
One more at 47.
And the Wizards have 2 picks coming up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got 2 more picks. Yes.
I don't see Chicago with any picks. I guess they don't have any picks. Did they have any picks in the first round?
No. They had
none. Had no picks at all this season. Woo!
Ouch. Yeah, they don't have any picks.
And I wonder, is that a team that needs to look at rebuilding as well? Do you see them going anywhere with what they have?
A few years ago, I thought they had a really good opportunity, and then it seemed to have fallen off the wagon. You know what I mean? It just never transpired to be what we thought it looked like on paper.
Right.
So they got 4 guys on their squad that have 10 plus years. What is that? Vucevic, DeRozan, 13 years. Drummond at 10, and Patrick Beverly at 10. Everybody else is young.
Is Caruso still on the team?
Lonzo, no. Oh, Caruso, Alex is there. 5 years. They got Lonzo Ball as well. Do you completely blow it up? I don't think you completely blow it up, but I do think some of those names mentioned that got that 10 plus year deal. Pat Beverly obviously is a nice role player, nice guy, come off the bench, can give you a little bit of spark, can give you some offense as well. But I think you have to move on from DeRozan, and I think you have to move on from Vucevic.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure you can shuffle some pieces around. There's Zach LaVine out there. as much as you can move those players, they still have the ability. I think they still have the ability to put themselves in position to be able to, make the playoffs. I mean, they were 40-42 this year. Not god awful, not great, but they were in 10th this year. They, you win. At least they were in the play-in. I mean, they win. They win. If they win, 6 more games, they're in the top 6.
Right.
And really, they weren't awful out of the play-in guys. They weren't awful. Miami had the most at 44. So, could you find 4 wins that they could have gotten? Sure. You might have been able to find 5 wins that they could have gotten as well. So, I don't know. I think maybe you have to see it another year because you can afford to. Like I said, your whole roster isn't old. You do have a well-rounded a roster with some mixture of youth and veteran leadership. Very good mix because your youth outweighs your veteran leadership. So, I mean, I think you could go another year. But if you continue to get these types of results where you're at the bottom feeders and you're not getting into the playoffs or through the playing game, then I think you do have to consider it. But then again, like I said, a complete implosion, I don't think so. You maybe want to get rid of some of these high-priced veterans to make room for some youthful players that have talent, and then you can adjust accordingly as far as your bench goes.
Right. Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. I kind of they need a partial reset over there. I guess you could say, best way to say that. Like you said, get rid of a few players, bring in some other talent. I think you keep a Caruso because he has lockdown defense. And he has, he can play a little bit of offense as well. He's pretty good. DeRozan, keep him, I guess. I thought this year they were going to have a pretty good season this year. They started off. I think they started off pretty strong this season. And then they kind of just went into all-out meltdown somewhere near after the midway through the season. It was like first you heard about them all the time. They were winning. They were knocking. They were beating people left and right. Then all of a sudden, halfway through the season, maybe a few games after halfway, and all of a sudden, they were losing games left and right. Like they were almost like trying to tank. I don't think they were trying to tank. Obviously there was no one. They had no picks, so
right.
They weren't trying to tank. I just think they just couldn't win. They couldn't get it together.
Yeah, I mean,
DeRozan's
still averaging pretty good. Numbers 24 points a game. He's a 4.6. Rebounds per game. You got 5 assists. He's 33 years of age. I mean, that's something to consider. Going into all of that, but his average, wasn't that bad. He's 50% from the field, 32.4% from 3. Free throws 87%. So still productive. Still had given production there. So a little down from his 2021-2022 season where he was scoring 27.9 points a game, but I still think he's productive. They just have to either continue to go or shuffle some pieces around and find some better role player pieces that you can kind of put in the rotation that may give you a little bit better consistency and a little bit more spark, you know, throughout the game, especially as you rotate your starters in and out to get guys rest.
Yeah, definitely. Just wonder where they're going to get the players from over there. I mean, I don't think they've been active this off season really in the trades.
No.
I haven't heard anybody not signing their options or anything. I'm not sure if anybody even had any to sign any options this season over there.
Right.
But you know, it is what it is, and you know, I want to see. You know, I want to see if you know what I wouldn't mind seeing like almost every team in the league just battling it out this season. I just want to see. I just want some
Yeah.
competitive, strong basketball, like from everybody. I don't want to see no tanking. I don't want. Just stop worrying about tanking. Just push and try
Just
to
play
play
ball.
every game as hard as possible. You know,
I mean,
me
the
as a
Pistons were the
coach.
worst team out there, so only had 17 wins. They were the only team that had below 20 wins. Everybody else had 20 wins or better.
Which is crazy.
Crazy.
It's a 80.
Yep.
What is it? 82 games in a season,
82 games.
and you only win 17 of them.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
To even add more to that, there were only 3 teams that had 20 wins or better, and that was the Hornets at 27 wins, and then the Rockets and Spurs at 22 wins. Everybody else had 30 and above.
Dang.
So they were the Lone Ranger at the bottom with below 20 wins.
Well, they just picked a center from Nigeria, James Naji.
Yeah, you know, that is heard a lot about him. And I believe that's going to be a good pickup for them. They kind of need to round out that team a little bit. You know, every little bit is going to help them. They really haven't really recovered since the Ben Wallace days, and you know, then they had forget his name now. What does he play with?
He's playing now.
Yeah, he still plays. Oh, dang it. Almost had it. It was right there and slipped my mind again. But I do like what they're doing. Again, like I said, gives guys an opportunity. Guys can turn around really quickly in this league, especially in the East. And we'll see how it all pans out for them. You know, Durant wasn't really a big point averager. But he provides them a presence. He had 39 blocks in 284 minutes played. So that's basically one block every 7.3 minutes.
Good God.
So he's going to give them a defensive presence. Like I said, not really, you know, he's not really the guy that's going to be the scorer. 3.5 points, only 2.3 rebounds. But yeah, he's smashing people's balls out of here into oblivion. So that's going to give you a nice defensive post presence. 7'5" wingspan ain't no joke.
No, like that's ridiculous.
At 6'11", yeah, it's a lot to get around. So it'll be interesting to see how he pans out here in Detroit.
All right, Pacers just picked up Jalen Pickett from Penn State, point guard. All right, they decided to, go away from the small forward position.
Yeah. Yeah. Round it out a little bit. Yeah, Pacers are getting a lot of quality there. I really do like all their picks so far.
Yeah, yeah, they're solid picks. It's almost like they might be picking a starting five.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They got some guys that can ball, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Definitely, definitely important in this league to have that. And then, if not, at least they're a good rotation. They're guys you can put in rotation, have some
Oh yeah,
success. Um, definitely gives them more options and more solid shooters on the floor.
yeah, definitely, definitely. It seems like this second round's moving a little bit faster.
I think they cut the time down.
Yeah, they had to because San Antonio's time is already done. And Pacers just picked.
Yeah.
Let's see who San Antonio picked up to go play with Victor.
Yeah. Pickett is a good shooter, man.
Yeah, he had a really good senior season this season at Penn State.
Yeah, he's 63.9% at the rim. He's 45.4% mid range and 37.2% from beyond their arc. Those numbers are all above average. So
Yeah,
he's gonna be a hell of a player. They've picked 3 really good guys.
Yeah.
That are gonna be have immediate impacts on this team.
I know one thing. San Antonio ain't playing no games. They got a 6'10", 211 Leonard Miller from Canada. Like they ain't playing no games right now.
No games.
They said we sending the Monstars after everybody in the league.
It's gonna be hard for folks to defend that in the paint.
You got 7'5" Victor, then you have a 6'10" Miller. I mean, like you have a center 7'5", a small forward 6'10".
Yeah, it's that's a lot. That's a load in the middle there. So
and they're young. Like this dude, he's only 18.
Yeah. Insane, man. Yeah, that is insane. It really is. He is a guy that has Miller's upside is pretty good. I mean, he's averaged some good points. He's averaged good points and rebounds. He's going to be a guy that's a solid as far as being able to defend. He's basically a rim protector. Physical matchup and really a guy who can make plays on the other end. So I like what he can bring. They're San Antonio ain't playing, man. Like
no,
you got him and Wemby. That's a tough defend right
there, man.
That's
a super tough. Like I don't know how you defend.
And again, this team is really young. I mean, this team is a young ball club, very young. And these additions are going to be really good for them. Really good for them.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah. Going to make it's always good when the Spurs are a part of the conversation. So I'm really interested to see.
We haven't really been able to mention their names in quite some time. As far as being a competitive ball club.
Right. And Sacramento's back in the business too. Another team that's back in business. as well. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
See how some of the old teams that we used to speak about back in the day, making their way back in the conversation.
So let's see. The Hornets just picked up Kobe Jones, shooting guard from Xavier, 6'5".
It ain't bad.
Nah. He's coming out of the Big East as an all Big East player as well. So
yeah, you know how there's a lot of big guys, a lot of good guys come out of that conference.
The only thing is his free throw shooting. He's only a 64% free throw shooter, and you're a shooting guard. How?
You gonna have to pick that up.
Yeah, you can't be no 64% free throw shooter in the NBA as a shooting guard. That's for sinners.
Because they gonna foul you every chance they get.
Every chance. Oh man, like you can knock down threes from all over the place, but you can't shoot from the charity stripe, huh?
Heck no. Jeez. Yeah, you gotta improve that. That's the first thing he needed to be working on in the gym.
He need to be in the gym every day, 600 free throws a day.
Yeah, no questions asked.
Right. What you still doing in the gym? Shooting free throws, coach. Shooting free throws.
Need them free throws.
Let's see who the Boston Celtics went with. Did they have a first round pick? No. Boston didn't have a first round pick.
Did not. They only have one pick.
Yeah. Was it them that gave away their pick to Washington?
I believe so in that trade for Porzingis.
Yeah. Porzingis. To me, he was never really a good fit in Washington. He played some decent. He played some decent ball. I give him that. He played some decent ball for them.
He was sporadic.
He had some really good games. Yeah.
Yeah, he was sporadic.
I went to one game when they were playing the Knicks this season at down in DC, and first half of the game, he was lighting them up. He was lighting the Knicks up. I think that was more of adrenaline because he wanted to just light the Knicks up.
Right.
Second half, I don't think he scored. I think he might have scored like 2 or 3 points the second half. I'm talking about like he scored 20 some points in the first half, and then didn't score the rest of the night. He went super quiet. You talking about somebody being a Copperfield?
Yeah.
Game,
he would do that too. A lot of disappearing acts on his side too.
Yeah.
Step out just a second.
Yeah, go for it. So hope everybody's enjoying the broadcast that we're doing right now. A little live. Unfortunately, I don't have my my regular co-host. He's actually on his channel hosting the draft out. He's actually in New York right now doing that. But me and him, we'll be back in the studio or so. Probably sometime this week or hopefully over the weekend. And then I might be doing another remote show again. Because I'll be out of town in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's see. The Celtics pick Julian Phillips from Tennessee, small forward, 6'7", 200 pounds. Pretty good, solid pick, Ashley. Solid pick. I like it. There we go. So, the Celtics picked up Julian Phillips from Tennessee, small forward, 6'7", 200 pounds.
I really think the Celtics basically they're just trying to round out their roster.
Yeah.
I think their team is pretty solid. Even if you choose to keep Tatum, they're pretty solid. Like I said, my biggest concern is about how that starting three now is going to gel together. I think they got Porzingis is solid for them as a center player. Gives them a guy who has ability to shoot and take it to the rack. I'm just seeing where they're where things are going to fit in. I mean, that's really where it's all at. And I think Jaylen Brown to me is the guy. You know what I mean? He really is the guy out there. And here we are with Tatum, and then you have that Porzingis trade. We'll see how it all works out. Derek White has done a good job for them. Marcus Smart, getting rid of Marcus Smart, that's going to be tough, man. He's a solid point guard for them.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they make that up and what they choose to do. So going to be interesting, man.
They didn't pick another point guard up, so
no, and
they won't be picking up one from this draft. So
no, yep, that is definitely for certain. They will not be doing that.
So
not with
Andre Jackson. So Orlando picked up Andre Jackson Jr., small shooting guard from UConn, 6'6", 210 pounds.
That's going to be should be a decent addition. We'll see how it all works out for them. I think usually in these two rounds, you usually are going to have some. You're usually going to find some players that you're going to, they're going to have some direct impacts for you.
Yeah,
NBA isn't like the NFL draft so much.
Yeah, in this round, a lot of quite a few of these guys will probably end up like in the G League.
Mm-hmm.
They won't make it onto the rosters, unfortunately for them.
Right.
But we shall see who's gonna make it onto these teams and move on and show what they can do. The sad thing is, some of these guys, they're getting drafted in this second round, like I said, and will only get to the G League. And I feel like sometimes when those guys get put into the G League, they don't make it. They get forgotten. They get looked over.
Yeah.
Scoot Henderson. I mean, Scoot Henderson's coming out of there. And who else is coming out of the G League? I don't think anybody really.
Those other two cats, the Thompson brothers, they were out of that.
Yeah, that's true.
OT something league.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives players a good opportunity to play against some talent, and kind of get used to the speed, and the competition
Mm-hmm.
And allows them to come into the league a little bit more polished than if they don't want to take the college route. So I
Right.
think everybody needs, if you're gonna play, if you don't want to play college, then I think that's what you need to do is you need to go to the G League, and then see how things go, and build your skills up there, and then kind of like baseball in the minor leagues, you get called up, and uh, you know
That is the good
get an
thing about the
opportunity.
G League. In the middle of the season, you could be called up and play on that team, play in the NBA, whether it's for like a 5-day contract or 14-day
Right,
contract. It's
right,
your chance. You better take advantage of that 14-day contract.
definitely. Show your best ball,
Uh-huh.
play your best, and see where the cheap chips fall. But you're gonna get an opportunity, that's for sure.
All right. So, there's nothing really on this kid. Um, Oklahoma picked up Hunter Tyson from Clemson, small forward, 6'8", 215 pounds. I don't have anything on him.
Let's see here. Transactions. So I'm looking at these transactions that have happened. Once they load, there's a lot of things that happen that don't really get talked about that much.
Yeah.
It looks like let's see, that all this stuff happened in April, so they don't
What's
really
that?
show. There's a lot of the trades, waves, and signings happened in April. They
Oh,
only have
yeah.
one that happened in June that's posted here. Thought that trade with, let's see. Okay. Nope. We don't have that trade's not in here either. So, oh no, maybe you have to go down. Uh, no. I was trying to see um, what they were able to get. Look at that trade that uh, Wizards got and all of that, but I don't really see that right there. Yeah, it must be a commercial break.
Yeah, it is. Sacramento been had their pick in, but they somebody got paid them bills.
Got that right. Would you say the Bucks have underachieved?
The Bucks underachieving?
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say probably. Yeah. They I don't know. That's a good question. I would say this. They definitely I think they need help for that team. For what's his name? I can't.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. Giannis needs help. Um, it was good for him to be able to kind of do it on his own for the most part when they won their championship. This year, I knew they weren't going to make it through the playoffs. I think it was just too tough of a road for them this season. Who they lose to Miami? Was it
Yes,
Miami? Yeah. I
yes,
mean, uh, you lost to Miami. I mean, that says it all. So
yeah, that wasn't a good look.
no, it was not a good look at all.
Wasn't a good look.
There's no reason for you to be losing to Miami like that. I mean, Miami came and spanked you.
Big time. I mean, they really, they had one. Bucks had one good game in that series where they really kind of had a choke hold on the game, and that was in game 2. Outside of that, they were, either big losses or close losses. Uh, just not closing. You know what I mean? They've got some pieces. I
Hmm.
think there's some adjustments that can be made. There's a couple of guys that uh, they can shuffle out and kind of refresh. They got Brooke Lopez, who's like 14 years in the league at 35. Um, you know, some of these older guys, they're sometimes you can't rely on them as you know solid role players. They need to have some younger guys that can you know get their own shot, be able to have good mid range shooting, um, and play some defense. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys on this team that are 36, 37, 35. Got some mileage on them, and just not enough for what the top tier of the Eastern Conference. It's just not good enough, especially for a speedy team like the Heat that can attack you inside and out, make you work really hard, to defend, and it's going to take a lot of energy out of you. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I there's a lot more that they could have. There's a lot more they could have done. They've had some opportunities. You know, to make some things happen. They were in the playoffs. Uh, pretty much have been in the playoffs every year since at least since I think it's 2016, 17.
Hmm.
They've had an opportunity. Yeah, 2016, 2017 season. Since that point, they've been in the playoffs every year since then. Um, they had that. We had there's their record being 44 wins in 2017, 2018. They had 60 wins in the 2018, 2019 season. Uh, uh, lost in the conference finals. They lost in the conference semifinals in 19 and 20 season. They had 56 wins. And then you had them in 2020 in 2021 season. They got all the way to the finals and lost to and beat the Phoenix Suns there. So uh,
Right.
you know they they've been a lot. They haven't won a lot and hadn't really been to the NBA Finals a lot. They were in
No, they
the
haven't.
conference. They were in the conference semis last year, and then this year they just get bounced in the first round. After all they've done pretty much in the last 4 years, as far as progressing to the playoffs, it's a bit of a disappointment, given how well they have maneuvered through the playoffs in previous seasons. So, um, you know, I think there's a few pieces that they can shuffle around to get a little bit younger, a little bit more athletic,
Oh
because that's
yeah.
pretty much was the difference in that ball game. Miami was just a lot quicker and more athletic, and really pushing the boundaries by having those outside shots that they were taking to knock down on a regular basis. So
Hmm. And Miami didn't want. Miami just wasn't giving up either. They just
No,
they didn't care.
never say die.
Yeah, they were playing with house money. Tell you the truth, you know, they
Yep,
were
because
like,
they really
it is
wasn't
what it is.
supposed to be there anyway.
Exactly. Let's see here. So Charlotte Hornets picked up Muhammad Gouye from Washington State, power forward, 7 foot, 203 pounds. Nice pickup. And
yeah,
let's see who's this. The Warriors picked up Maxwell Lewis from Pepperdine, small forward, 6'7", 185.
Do you think this year for the Knicks was a fluke? Last time the Knicks went to the playoffs was in the 2012 and 2013 season. They made it to the conference finals where they lost 2-4 to the Indiana Pacers. That was the last time, counting this year, that was the last time that the Knicks were in the NBA playoffs. So
I think it was their time to finally get back there. Now, usually most people would say, you know, in order to see if it was a fluke, will they make it back this year? I think they got a taste of it this year, and they will probably be back in the hunt for the championship again. I think they're a better team than they've been in quite some time. Like it's you know, like we know the Eastern teams is not a ton of competition. So, you know, New York's able to kind of get the wins that they need to get. Of course, it's going to be hard to get those wins against against Boston, especially this year. It's probably going to be extremely hard to beat them now.
yeah.
Then you have Miami. You know, depending on what Miami does, I think Miami's going to make it back into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to get as far as they did unless they get some more help. And what's his name was hurt this season for Miami. Hero during the playoffs and stuff. So, you know, that might be what they need for him. But with the New York Knicks, I don't think it was a fluke. I think they played some hard basketball. They had the right pieces. Of course, they played the games that they were supposed to play. They won the games that they were supposed to win. They lost a few, but they were still a good, solid team. They you know, they're still missing a player or two. But I think if New York knows what they if the GM knows exactly what has been paying attention to what they need, they should probably go out and find what, you know, and get that piece to add in. I think I think they need another big man to solidify everything. I think they need a rim protector. Once they get that rim protector, I think they'll be a solid team. They got the guards for the most part. They got shooting. I mean, I've seen them shoot people's eyes out.
Yeah.
They need a big man to protect the rim. They don't need that big man to really be scoring 30 points a game, 25 points a game.
Right.
If the big man is good if he can score like 12 points a game, get like 15 rebounds and 3 blocks a game. You know, you get a big man that can get those 3 blocks a game, 2-3 blocks a game, Ain't nobody coming in there against him.
No, no. Yeah,
So,
this seems very young too.
yeah, they're
you
very
know,
young. They're very young.
two guys are the ones that have over 10 years of experience, and that's Derrick Rose and Evan Front Fournier.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two guys that really have 10 plus years of experience. It's been cool to see Derrick Rose, play some respectable basketball.
Yeah.
Especially after all that he's been through, injury wise. So, yeah, I do like their chances. I think a few they might get away with running it back. Like you said, it would be nice to see them get another big man. I don't know if Robinson and Sims are consistent enough, but it definitely would be nice to see them be able to get another big man inside that can just dominate the paint and really just be a rim guarder, protected the rim at all costs.
Exactly. Washington got their pick in, but it hasn't showed what they got, who they picked up yet. All right, so they picked up Tristan. Not even going to try to say this last name, but he's from Serbia. Power forward. 6'10", 185 pounds.
Vukovic. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Let's see. What do they say? Let's see what they say.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pick for the Wizards. Very important that they build early. You get a nice big forward, big man, fluid big man that can, not be a stationary tall statue there in the paint. It is very important for them. Definitely, to me, a good night for the Wizards. They get a center there, and they're able to get the other guy, Belial, from the Pacers in that trade, who played alongside the number 1 overall draft pick, Victor Wembanyama. So, a very good start and really very good draft for the Wizards and who they have picked up in the draft. So they have one more pick on the night. That'll be pick 57, and we'll see how it all pans out here after they also have had big trade sending Bradley Beal to the Suns in a three-way trade three-way trade. Then they send Chris Paul over to the Golden State Warriors. Porzingis today was traded to the Boston Celtics. So a lot of heavy rebuilding going on. These are two pieces that could be cornerstones for this Washington Wizards basketball team. Looks like the Portland Trail Blazers got another guard in Ryan Rupert. And another piece for the Portland Trail Blazers. All of that is very important for Dame. and giving him an opportunity to be able to win a ring. So it is all pretty interesting to see what is possible for them. Rupert can play guard or forward. He's 6'6", 193 pounds. He's from France. Has done a pretty good job uh, in his basketball career. Um, he's really a guy that shares some similarities to a Herbert. Um, he's going to be a guy that's going to slow down your opposing team's mid-range player. And he's definitely going to also be a guy who's going to have an opportunity to have a good scoring night on most nights. So another good pick for the Portland Trailblazers, and adding Rupert to their group of young players to help out Dame Dollar.
Rupert was supposed to go in the first round.
Oh yeah. A lot of talented guys. A lot of talented guys that on the board that went a little bit later than most expected, but I think it's a talent laden draft here, and like I said, it'll just be depend on how coaches coach up and how well these young cats respond to the tutelage, and on whether it works out for them or not.
Right.
Oh, interested here to see what the Spurs do. They went big twice in their first two picks, center and a forward. I'll be interested to see where they go next here with this pick. Looks like the pick is on its way in. Sidi Sissoko, a G League player. He's 6'6" and 3/4 at 224 pounds. So
I told you, San Antonio ain't playing.
No, they're not playing. Yeah, he defends so well. He was averaging 11.6 points in the G League, 46 points from the field, 46% from the field. It's a good pickup for them, man. Like, they really have added three players, under Pop's tutelage that really can be some impact players for them, and really catapult them up the ladder a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't take much to get in the top 10. So if you get in the play-in, tournament, there's a chance. So,
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what Sacramento has done here with their picks here on the night. And he's 6'5", 224 pounds. That's a whole lot of body.
Right. Who's that? City?
Sosinko. Yeah, City Sosinko. Mm-hmm. Ooh, my fault.
Getting tired, man.
Oh yeah, it's been a long day.
Yeah,
man, it's been a long day. Man, being on that Georgia heat, it's not fun. Not fun. Definitely we're cooking. this NBA things can go upside down on its head from last year. I don't think there's no sure shoe-ins on who's going to return. Who's going to return to the back to the top six. It could really go any which way, just because this league is just so talented. So,
Yeah.
Sixers have an opportunity. They, made some changes, added, took away. It's just, it really is a toss up. Boston, you'd like to think that they'll get back there. Not sure if Trae Young stays, and with their addition, they have the ability to get back to the top in the division. It's a lot could happen, but that's this league. What's good today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just one of those things in this league, and like I said, league's so talented. There's really no lopsidedness in this league. It's just really just comes down to coaching, and if you can get your players to respond and respond quickly and consistently. So a lot of teams got better tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Some teams did not. Some teams that needed to have picks. I think. Here the Suns have one pick, and it's in this round.
They better go pick a point guard
to round out their bench. Yeah, they need a point guard badly. Yeah, they need a point guard badly.
A point guard that doesn't care about scoring.
Exactly. You need a facilitator.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
This definitely doesn't work if they can't find that point guard. Gregory Jackson II goes to the Memphis Get the Gats. 6'8".
Memphis Get the Gats.
Yep. Yeah, he's
not a great shooter.
No. Likely a guy who is going to have that sixth man role later down the line as he develops. Definitely a raw talent. Not a guy you're going to rely on. Big dude, though. Big dude. Yeah, he was only.
So apparently, so I'm reading this article about him. It says even more alarming has been the way Jackson has responded to his own struggles, be it calling out his coaching staff on social media from the locker room or displaying poor body language on the sidelines on multiple occasions, indicating a distinct lack of maturity. Jackson has gone from being the number one recruit in his high school class to no short thing as far as hearing his name called in the first round, meaning he has a significant amount of work ahead of him during the pre-draft process to alleviate the concerns around him if he indeed elects to enter the NBA draft. So this man,
Yeah, it's not off to a good start.
Yeah, that's how you shoot yourself in the foot.
Quick.
Atlanta picks up Seth Lundy, shooting guard, 6'6", 217 pounds from Penn State.
That they're trying to get some help for Trae Young. And it's help that they need to get for Trey. It's a lot on his plate right now. You know, they definitely need that.
This guy's 40% from 3-point range when he shoots at least six attempts per game.
And he's a catch shooter. He's one of those catch shooters. He can also make those tough shots with hands in his face as well. So, the only problem here is he wasn't known for his defense.
No.
But they said he wasn't a liability in college. So that's good. That's good.
I mean, Penn State had a pretty good defensive team anyway. So
yeah, and they've got some comps for him. Kelly Oubre and Michael Porter Jr. Those are some nice comps there.
Right. Exactly.
He's a grinder. Those type of guys you got to have on your squad, for sure. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works out for Atlanta. But they got some pieces to add, and I believe that those pieces can make a day one impact. So give Trey some help out there.
Right.
So the Wizards have another pick left. They have the second to the last pick left.
Was that your phone that just beeped? Went off?
No. Yep, they got one more pick. Interested to see where the Wizards go in that. Because they got some bodies. Picked up some bodies. Nice little nucleus of players that they can build around there. So
the Lakers picked up Mojave King, shooting guard, 6'5", 205 pounds, from New Zealand.
Don't know much about that guy.
Look like he can shoot from the 3-point line. 14 of 29 from with 3-point attempts and just more than 100 minutes of action.
He played in the G League as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
He looks like to be more of a developmental piece for the future. He might be able to play. He might be able to be a two-way player, but I'm not sure how much impact he's going to make on this team. Yeah, he's definitely ain't a 3-point shooter. 24.3% is about in the range of LeBron James, and we don't really need that. That's for sure.
No.
Interesting pick. Like I said, they got a lot of bodies, got a lot of young bodies in LA.
So they should have picked somebody to come off the bench when Anthony get hurt.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know if this pick really is good it really is going to benefit you.
I mean, isn't Austin Reeves shooting guard? I think they got
Yeah,
plenty of guards on that team. They didn't need any more guards. They need more big men.
yeah. And they got some forwards that can double as centers, but yeah, I do agree. A big man would have been nice there. Maybe they felt like wasn't anybody on the roster for them. Yeah, Austin Reeves is the guard, shooting guard. Yeah. Good. Definitely a good. It's a solid roster. There's just some spots that I have questions with LA, but it's not horrible.
Right.
Jordan
Whoops.
Clippers. Jordan Miller at guard.
Small forward. Oh, they have him listed as guard.
Yeah, yeah. On NBA, they have him listed as a guard. Good free throw shooter. He's good from the field. 54.5% from the field. So
Yeah, that's not
not
bad
bad
at
at
all.
all. Mm-mm. He can defend on the wing, clutch shooter, very good rebounder. Um, it's not terrible from 3-point line, 35.2%. But yeah, it's a polished, very polished shot. So it'll be interesting. See what the Clippers are always going to be the Clippers, though. But um, yeah, good pickup for them. Not sure if they'll know what to do with it though.
Right. Right.
Still got a lot of people that can't. A lot of starters, starters that aren't showing up to games and not being there consistently. So his ceiling is about as high as the guys he's going to have out there on the floor with him. So we'll see.
All right. Cleveland got their pick in. Imani Bates. Oh, there we go. How did he drop that far?
Yeah, yeah. He dropped way down.
Yeah. I mean, he came out of high school as like top tier.
Yeah. Not exactly sure what Cleveland's needs are. Yep, they only got one pick anyway. So
Monty Bates. Is he listed on the short shooting guard on yours?
let's see. He is listed as guard. Doesn't specify whether he's a shooting guard or not. I would presume he's a shooting guard. That's a big shooting guard at 6'9".
Hell yeah. Holy smokes.
He's a big dude at 6'9".
6'9". Let's see. Oklahoma picked Keontae Johnson from Kansas State, small forward, 6'5", 229 pounds. That's a big boy too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the guy who collapsed on the court.
Oh, is it?
Versus Florida. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was put in a medically induced coma. So he transferred to Kansas State in 2022. He was cleared to play that season. In March, he was named all Big Ten or Big 12 conference player. So it'll be interesting. You know, it's got to be scary to have that happen to you on the court, but
yeah,
hopefully everything's good enough for him to be able to continue to play. No one wants to see, another Len Bias situation.
Heck no.
Yeah.
Heck no.
So here comes Phoenix.
Is it Phoenix or the Nets? Nets.
Oh, it's the Nets. Yeah. Nets and then Phoenix after them.
Yeah. And it's a commercial, so I guess we won't know who it is for a while.
Of course. Gotta pay them bills.
Right. So apparently, Dwayne Wade is looking into investing in the Chicago Sky and WNBA.
It's not a bad look. No. Like I said, I believe the WNBA product is better than the NBA product. It's more better defense, and the fundamentals are 100% present in the game. Yeah. I don't think that's a bad look at all. Because there's a lot of It's that it's WNBA is a good product.
I, as you know, as a coach, we tell our girls all the time, watch any basketball but the NBA.
Yeah,
Do not watch the NBA. WNBA, yes, watch the WNBA. Watch women's college basketball. Watch men's college basketball. Watch some high school as well. You know, the good teams.
yeah,
But by all means, stay away from the NBA because they just do silly stuff.
yeah. It's
That's the
it's
best way I
not
could describe it.
it's not the norm.
No,
What they do over there, it's not the norm at all.
exactly.
You become a very sloppy basketball player,
Real quick.
relying on NBA basketball. Yeah, it's just never. That's not good. A lot of street ball going on in that league.
Heck yeah. Hold on, I gotta let my dog in. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, we got 2, 4, 6, 8 more picks in this draft. Really interested in seeing what the grades look like when they come out, and who's got the higher grade and all that. But a lot of these grades are a little early because you really don't know what you got until 2, 3 years down the road.
All right. What you say?
All these grades, I'm interested to see what people think about the draft and some of these teams' grades, but you really don't find out about these players until 2 or 3 years down the road.
Right.
Some have early impacts, but you won't find out about their level of consistency or their, where are their ethics and where their mind is at when it comes to paying attention to detail in the court, stuff like that. So you really don't find that out at least until year 3. So
right, exactly. No, you're 100% correct about that.
yeah. And the Brooklyn Nets. All right. Jalen Wilson. I know he was looking to get selected a little earlier.
Yes, like the first round.
But better late than never, my friend.
Exactly.
I think that's really a pretty decent situation for him. Team, continuing to build and to continue to, try to build out their roster. Brown being a forward like that, or Wilson being a forward like that, gives them another body in the interior. 6'8", 230 pounds. He's going to be a vital part of what the Brooklyn Nets are going to be trying to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't see him having to go down to the G League either.
No, he's a pick and roll type of guy and a spot shooter. I don't see how you can keep him out of the lineup. I think he's going to be a good contributor for them, and with his capabilities, and you added Whitehead to that guard, and then you have Clowney that can play forward or center. That's a nice little young nucleus of players to go along with the guys that they have on the roster.
I'm sorry, Clowney looked like he should be a middle linebacker somewhere.
Oh yeah,
outside linebacker maybe.
Yeah, he's solid. That man is solid.
All right, let's see who Phoenix picked up. Their pick is
They
in.
need a point guard.
I don't think they heard you.
Nah, they'll pick a center.
Nah, they'll probably pick a small forward.
Uh-huh.
Power forward. Tamari Kamara, 6'8", 220 pounds from Dayton.
Interesting. Yeah. It gives them something, but I mean, you know, is he playing small forward, power forward? I mean, you got KD out there. I mean, I guess there's your bench guy.
Yeah.
I guess that's your bench guy. That's all I can think of. I mean, definitely a solid ball player, but he's definitely not going to start. You got KD in that position, and you're likely going to have to put. You're going to have to put Beal at the small forward position if you're planning on starting him, and Book is the shooting guard. You still don't have no point guard.
They're just gonna be out there just throwing the ball around.
I guess they are cool with the guys they have on the roster. I
guess
I can't co-sign that. Yeah.
Another commercial? Come on, man.
It kills us. So they got Cameron Payne at point guard. And they have Sabian Lee, 2-year experience. That's the only point guards they have on the roster. Everybody else is a shooting guard. Because Paul ain't there anymore. So, and they got a lot of shooting guards. They don't have too many point guards or small forwards. And they had to pay the phone and call some folks in free agency.
Right. I'm kind of surprised because isn't Vogel the coach? Isn't Vogel the coach?
No, it's Monty Williams.
Monty Williams. Okay.
Yep, Monty Williams.
I'm still surprised because I would think he'd be like, "Hey, I need some guards."
Yeah.
Even you give me a shooting guard that can somewhat handle the ball. We need guards. We don't need no more small forwards. We don't need no more power forwards.
The Mavs, another team that did not have any picks.
Maybe. You might be right. I didn't see them this round, so let's see.
Yeah, Mavericks did not have a pick.
No, they did. 10th.
Oh, overall?
Yeah, 10th pick. They picked up Cason Wallace from Kentucky, point guard.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was in the trade with OKC.
But that's a weird pick. Why are they picking a point guard when they already have Kyrie?
Yeah, unless they're trying to round out their bench. I do believe Kyrie is still there.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
don't
seen
think
anything
he's
about him leaving.
yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Maybe they felt like they needed the depth. I don't know. That yeah, like maybe they felt like they needed the depth, but at the end of the day, um, they're still who they are, no matter what.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
don't trust them at all. But um, they got Moncrief. Yeah, they got Luca. Ain't it?
You said Luca's not it.
Luca ain't it?
Jalen Lawson from Furman, power forward, 6'7", 218 pounds.
Yeah. He's got some really good ability. Yeah, that's a good pickup. Got four
Pacers
more
on the
picks.
clock.
4 more picks
They
on the
better not
night.
go to another damn commercial.
They just did.
Come on. Are they going to commercial after every single pick now?
Exactly.
Like,
They milking the heck out of it.
heck yeah. Oh, but they put in the pick Isaiah Wong from Miami, point guard, 6'2", 185.
Yeah.
That's who the Pacers just picked.
Yeah, that don't sound like just off the name, don't sound like a good prospect.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I never heard of him.
Yeah, me neither.
And I don't have any stats on him.
He is 6'4", 180, 184. Said he was All-American, third team selection by the NABC, and honorable mention by AP and the USBWA. He was All ACC Player of the Year, 11 AC First Teams, and All AC Alternate Teams honoree. Finalist for the 2022-2023 Jerry West Shooting Guard of the Year, and Luke Olson
Dang.
National Player of the Year awards. One of 15 players selected in the 2022-2023 Woden Award national ballot, and in 2022-2023 led Miami in scoring 16.2 points per game as the team won a school record tying 29 games and made the Final Four for the first time. So
Okay, all
some
right.
of his accolades there.
Yeah, sound pretty impressive. Impressive.
Yeah, he's had some accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be interesting to see how he pans out over there.
Right. Right. Now we gotta wait for this damn daggone commercial.
Big dragon big time.
They're like, it gotta last till 1:00. All right, put 5-minute commercials in between every single pick from now on.
Yeah, like if you go, that's another thing. NBA, if you're gonna have a draft, that draft needs to be on Friday.
Right.
Okay,
Why is this
that needs to be
draft
on
on
Friday.
a Thursday night?
Yeah, I gotta be to work the next day. Like this ain't gonna cut it. Dang. Milwaukee Bucks only have one pick too. They taking another break? Come on, man. Y'all milking this. Good Lord. We just came off a break.
And they just came back.
Yeah. They just came off a break. Then you gonna go back on break.
Like the Memphis Grizzlies had their pick. Like, what's the point of rush having a short clock if they don't have to, like, if they're not even going to announce the pick?
Tell me.
To all right, so they picked up Tariq Bibervak from Turkey, power forward, 6'7".
That doesn't wow me.
I don't see nothing about this man.
Yeah. Who is he again?
Tariq or Tarek Biberovic.
Tariq.
Two more picks. Probably gonna take 15 minutes.
I'm telling you, it seems like they're trying to milk every bit they can out of it. see it.
All right, so Washington picked
Washington
up.
select Trace Jackson Davis. Another low post guy. They picked up another low post guy. 2 forwards, a center. It's a team game from day one. Every success reflects. And good thing is they got some height. Some real height down there in the paint. So definitely a big deal for them.
It says he has no shooting range. So
Eek. That is not what you want to hear from a guy you selected. That he can't shoot.
He's at the glass. He's at the glass scorer. But I mean,
you know what you got to do.
Might be somebody that's going to grab your rebounds.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have somebody that's going to be willing to do the dirty work. So,
yeah. Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see who they pick for the end of the draft.
Yeah. Looks like Davis is kind of a guy that's in the paint type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the paint. Yeah, he has some athleticism. But just keep him around the basket. Let him play some defense.
3 feet from the basket is allowed as far as you're allowed to go out, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6'8", 240. Big guy. You know, he's mobile, athletic at center. He can dominate the paint on both ends, you know, with his scoring and then his defense as well. Contesting shots at the rim. So it's a good addition for them. You know, gotta have a guy that's going to do the dirty work. And I like the comps that they have for him. Montrezl Harrell. If you're getting compared to Montrezl Harrell, that's huge. That guy is Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's scrappy. Gonna get you those rebounds. He's gonna be a presence on defense. Try to slow guys down. Yeah, that's good comp. You want those guys to be, you know, loose, athletic. Because, you know, kind of got to have that in this league where guys are a lot faster, especially at the guard position. And yeah, that's a really good addition, adding to what they already picked up earlier tonight. So solid.
Yeah.
Chris Livingston, forward out of Kentucky for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Big boy too.
Yeah, big guy. Yep, he's healthy. So gonna be interesting to see what happens there. I think Milwaukee only has one pick. That was their only pick, I think.
Yeah,
that was their only pick of the draft. Was that last pick there? So
teams like that, I think that, even though they're picking in the second round, that's like their first round pick because it's their only pick.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That must be hard for you to have to sit and wait until the end to pick your guy.
Right. They probably in the
Like
back eating
you
pizza.
hoping that somebody's left. Exactly. You hoping that somebody's left that's worth picking.
Uh-huh. Please don't pick one of these 12 guys that we have on the board.
Yeah. Very, very, very tough situation. That's gotta be long night.
Exactly. Well, any last thoughts on this draft from tonight?
When you look at it overall, looks like a lot of teams kind of got, especially your top 10, kind of got what they were looking for. And if what they were looking for in the Wizards' case came off the board, they quickly made an adjustment to still get a quality pick. And so I feel like guys have fulfilled their needs. Teams have fulfilled some of the needs that they had. They've added some athletic talent, and we'll see how it all transpires. And who can benefit from it and really take advantage of it early. But definitely a talented draft, and I think a lot of teams benefited tonight.
Yeah, I have to agree. It was kind of interesting to see some players that didn't get into the first round and end up going to the second round. And then some of the players that did get into the first round that got in there that probably should have been early second round picks. I think a lot of teams got a little bit better tonight. Like in San Antonio, they definitely got better. Uh, the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, they got really good tonight.
Yeah.
I think those are the two teams I think that probably are going to benefit the most out of this draft.
Yeah.
And then you have some other teams that sprinkled in a few people here and there, one or two people here and there to plug in some spots, probably like Boston and stuff. So it's going to be an interesting season. But I suspect it's going to be the same suspects as far as having a good, really good season. Except for San Antonio is going to be back up there probably. We're going to be talking about San Antonio a lot this season probably, just because of Victor, and then some of the new guys that are coming in there with him as well.
Yeah.
So I look forward to this, to seeing some of these guys out there. I am going to definitely be doing my homework and keeping up with these guys as much as possible, if possible. Watching a lot of preseason games and regular season games, and I just look forward to it. But I do if I had to give this draft a grade, it's better than what a lot of analysts have been saying.
Yes.
They just been like, it's a 2 or 3 person draft. Nah, I think this was definitely more than that. It to me, it was like a 10, at least 10 to 11 people.
And shoot, I mean, everybody got some type of talented player that can help them out.
Exactly.
Even in the second round, there's a lot of talented players that were first round projected that ended up going in the second round. So
exactly.
I think there was a lot of talent in this draft, and it's all about how you use it and how you cultivate it. But like I said earlier in this stream, the fact of the matter is this league is young. There's a lot of talent out there, and I think that really has provided a real big balance in the league. And here we are getting another batch of young talent And a lot of these guys are pretty polished coming into the league. So, you know, the league is in the mode, or it is a drafters league. Playing the free agency game is Russian roulette now.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I give the I say, I give the league I give this draft probably a B minus. I give them a B minus
Yeah.
for this draft. Like you said, it's a lot of talent. It was a lot of talent on this board. And I think a lot of teams snatched up some really good players both rounds. I think really the players that got snatched up the second round, for the most part, outside of maybe like 2 or 3 guys that really didn't pop out to us, are, they're going to be some special players this season.
Definitely.
So I think there'll be some players that they get to get some real good basketball time in, just as much as the first rounders. So, with that being said, it's about to be 1:00 in the morning. I got to get up and go to work in the morning.
Me too.
I know you do too. So we're about to sign off of here, and I'm about to take my butt to bed. And everybody have a good night. Peace.
Good night, everybody.